Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Flashcards, and I kind of wanted to make a ramble on kind of who I am, kind of my current goals, kind of some current goals that I just finished. Maybe like a kind of state of the looting bag type thing, and kind of just use this as a goals accountability thing, maybe to hold me to my goals, or just more so as like a diary to see what I was doing during this time and where I plan on going here in the future. So today would be the 15th of June, 2022. I'm currently killing the giant mole to use up quite a bit of herbs that I've been gathering over the past 2 weeks. Kind of here is kind of what the looting bag's looking like. A lot of these herbs came from a mix of some CMs that I was doing, a lot of top that I did, and like 2 weeks of farming that I just finished up. Kind of a little about me, I suppose. I am a max UIM. I maxed on March 26th of this year, and that was one of my bigger goals I wanted to accomplish this year. It was something I was never pushing for, but it was kind of something I just wanted to naturally happen. I I enjoy skilling. I, the only skill that I hated on that entire grind, I think, was prayer, and the only reason prayer was bad was because I wanted to do myth skill dragons to kind of knock it out. If I really, really didn't care about max, I would have just kept doing Hydra. I'm currently like 3,200 Hydra kills. Oh, of course, they really won't tell me. Yeah, I'm like 3,300 Hydra kills or something like that. That knocked out a small amount of my prayer. The offering spells came out after a good amount. Oh, there we go, 3,189. Yeah, so a lot of that was done pre-offering spell, which the offering spell was massive for just using the Hydra bones during the kills to knock out a large amount of XP. It was like 15k XP an hour just using the spell alone during the kills, let alone all the dragon bones that I was bagging to use later at the Wildy altar. But yes, I guess that kind of segues into some of the goals I've been setting this year, some that I've accomplished. So yeah, aside from maxing, PVM wise, I've been doing a ton of Tob, and I did finish the Scythe. 470 KC, somewhere around there, was truthfully the only item I wanted from Tob, and I did not think I'd get it this early at all. So I was very, very surprised. I thought to this day I'd still be at Tob, and if I did, I would still be incredibly happy. So that puts me 5 out of 7 for Tob, and I'm very happy that when I go and hunt the rapier and the justy legs, that I get to use the scythe. I get to have a ton of fun with it. And then outside of Tob, I guess the reason I wanted the scythe was to do the combat achievements. Currently, I'm at 151. I've not really gone for any intentionally. It's all just been from whatever bosses I've killed just kind of passively. I think, like today was my first mole kill, and I ended up getting like 3 tasks from that. Every kill's telling me, yeah, the one where I didn't kill it in 4 hits. Yeah, I'll go for him eventually. It is a very long-term goal right now to finish all the Grandmaster tasks. After seeing Jabba U being the first UIM to accomplish the Grandmaster tier, is incredibly inspiring. Kind of, you know, solidifies it. You know, obviously, if he could do it, that means everyone else could. So that's kind of a goal I'm working on, you know, incredibly long term to kind of accomplish that. Some of my more immediate, in quotation, goals would be prepping for necks, doing some Fasani, and I do want to get the Arma chestplate and chain skirt in preparation for Raids 3. And from what I've seen from Raids 3, the biggest thing that I'll want is actually the 4 rune pouch. Obviously, the weapons and everything I'll keep. But the rune pouch is the biggest thing that I'll want from that content. And the Missouri. So having the Armadillo at the ready to make into the Missouri, it'll just, that's kind of how I play. I like kind of to have all the prep I need done before I do the content itself. So yeah, that's some of the goals I finished recently. Some of my current goals, as I said, Arma next Fasani. Fasani, I'm not really after anything specifically. I'm just really after the fun of the content. I tried like 4 kills 6 months ago with a Dragonheart Lance, just kind of whacking it. I still plan to do the same to learn it, but I do have a bludgeon stored at the Overseer. If you didn't know, you can hand the pieces of the bludgeon to the Overseer as you get them from the Unsired. And once you get all 3, you can give them to the Overseer and then just click out of the dialogue. So they have the bludgeon. The only issue is once you claim it, they disappear. So in a world where I have a bludgeon, drop it, and then want another one, the only way to get it back would be to keep the bludgeon pieces in my inventory until I make it, which, you know, isn't the end of the world, but then you also can't store it at that point. So having my one stored, you know, I want to keep it there until I know I'm ready to commit to the bag spot for it, which truthfully might be after I launch a good amount of herbs. I'll just show my bag again. There's a good amount of herbs, and a lot of the super combat ones, the Earits, the Quorums, the Cadentines. I could see myself, you know, after I launch all the super combats with them, not really committing to those stacks for just a little bit, which would, you know, that cleans up 3 spots that I can use for you know, one of them being the bludgeon. And then if you saw, there's stuff like the Bandos boots that I'm still holding on to because I want to fill that stash unit. You just need a Dragon 2H, which for UIMs is a surprisingly difficult item to get. Not difficult, but I really hate death piling. I really hate wildy content. So I don't really want to go and do the wildy bosses quite yet. But I'll probably go get the 20 KC or whatever that you need from all the bosses for the combat achievements and hopefully get it. If I don't, there's definitely some Calphite Queen task I still need to do. Calphite Queen combat achievement task. And some Slayer tasks that I'd like to do. It's a good enough boss, especially on task. The only issue with KQ is that I kind of have it perma-blocked because I'm not really a huge fan of just like typical Slayer. I just kind of like tutorial skipping for whatever, you know, boss I need to do. I haven't done any traditional, you know, barrage normal monster killing Slayer in a very long time. I've just, you know, always just not had Slayer points and have just, you know, pretty much tutorial skipped for all my Hydra task and stuff. So that's one, if I could pull that Dragon 2H from the Wildy bosses when I do it, that will be very welcome to get a bit lucky on that to fill that stash. That'll clear a spot. If you also saw in the bag, I have 2 Bandos chestplates, kind of just holding on to the one for next, since I do kind of plan on going there relatively soon and I have the space. I figured, I may as well hold on to it in the event that I actually stick it out at next and grind out, like the Torva top and bottom and the helm. So I don't have to go back to Bandos. I could get rid of one of the BCPs and then just go back to Bandos whenever. I don't have tacits, so in a world where I got 2 Torva pieces, but then I needed another Bandos piece, and if I need to copium myself to go back to Bandos, I still do need the tacits. Even if I had Torva legs, I could say, I need them for the collection log. So there's plenty of reason for me to go back there. But if I don't have to, I won't for now. So apart from what next, Fasani Arma is something I really want. It's, in its current form is completely useless for UIM. It's essentially a D-hide ornament kit, and you can store D-hide in your house with a completed set. I don't have a completed set, so I keep the Arma top and the Zami chaps in the bag. So getting Arma isn't actually any net loss on my current bag space. It is technically once I get those D-hide sets stored. But with Masori coming out, I think Masori, especially because I have the T-bow, will be very, very worth it. And yeah, kind of, like the super, super long-term goals, apart from combat achievements, I might as well just go for all the items, right? Like especially, I've got all the big name weapons, the scythe, the T-bow, stuff like that. So I kind of, I'll keep going for items. Apart from all of that, I guess the timeline of how I'm going to do all this, because I have about 500 to 600 mole I have to kill to use up all my toad flax. I'll do all that. I will farm all the seeds. While I'm farming the seeds, I've been doing a bit of skilling. 15.7 mil agility, which isn't much, but I do really enjoy Sepulcher. I've been trying to get a sub 6 time. That's what I was going for while I was farming up these last batch of seeds. My PB right now is a 614, which it's piss low if you're good at the content, but I'm decently happy with that for now. But it's, the sub 6 is definitely something I want to go for. I'll probably just keep doing Sepulcher while I farm up the mole seeds I get. But after all that, launch all the herbs, make all the potions, and then I'm basically ready for next. I'm kind of waiting on some people who I know will kind of be down to just sit there and grind it. But I also don't want to inconvenience people being like, hey, let's pot for 2 hours, and then the next day, if I don't want to do it, I don't want to feel burdened into doing it. So I kind of want to find people who are, actively grinding the content, whether I'm doing it or not. So if that is you and you'd like to take a 0 KCUIM, feel free to hit me up. I'll be looking for teams. Ideally, I think I want to stick to trios. Talking to some people, it doesn't sound like duos. They're possible. It could happen. It's just not going to be consistent enough. Going down, even 4 or 5 inventory spots could make or break the getting the kill or not, which, I don't want to inconvenience somebody else for that. But it does sound like trios and four-mans are, going to be very cozy, very doable. So it's probably what I'll end up doing. Apart from all that, yeah, that's kind of my goals, kind of my plan, how I'm going to get there. I don't think I have much else I want to address. I think it'll be really fun coming back in, maybe 6 months and seeing, how many Torva pieces I have, or, if I burn out and just stop doing it, went and, did something else, did skilling. If I do any Fasani, seeing, if I got lucky there and happened to pull anything. But yeah, I think the tentative plan is to be there by mid July. I'll start killing the bosses I want to kill. But yeah, so that was it. Thank you all for listening. If there's any topics you want me to talk about in the future, feel free to message me and let me know. I love the game, love talking about it. So thank you all. Have a good night.